Welcome back, everybody. So today we're going to go back to the Black Opal Direct beginner's parcel, and I'm going to show you a little bit with a little bit more detail how it is I go about carving something with the tools that I have currently. So this is not one of those budget style ones where I'm using whetstones or sandpaper. This will just be going through my rotary tool and carving. So if we have a look here, the one issue I had with the Black Opal's Direct beginner's parcel was that the little container that all the stones are in was having a little issue where it just wouldn't quite close. And that is because they've put in this big boy, this big ugly chunk of rock. And so today we're going to remedy that by grinding him down into a more manageable size. So if we look at it, it's basically a big piece of potch, so all the black here, a little bit of crystal on top. There's a line across here where it kind of divides the crystal from the potch, and there looks to be a bit of a spot of sand that we're going to have to deal with here. I don't see very much colour looking at it like this, but if we give it a dunk in some water, we can have a look at this, and you can see there, yeah, still not seeing any colour. The potch, if you look in some of these little cutout chips, you can see that it's quite dark there. So we may have a really nice black piece of potch on our hands, but not a lot of colour. So the first step will be to grind around the edge, see if there is a colour bar in there anywhere. If not, grind away at a lot of this kind of sand. I'll take off a little bit of this outer crust to show you what it looks like on the inside, because the outside is typically a little bit of a lighter shade than what it is on the inside. The chips are kind of giving you a bit of a hint. But we can use the handy little card that came with the beginner's parcel, and we can have a look and see where we are on this scale. I'm thinking it'll be about an N2, maybe an N3, but if we're lucky we'll get an N1. And it'll just be some really dark potch. I'm not expecting any colour here. I'm not seeing any, so I'm not going to get my hopes up that there's going to be some sort of miracle. But yeah, I'll go through, I'll record the carving, but I'll speed it up as per usual. And I'll really spell out the stages so that other people get an idea of what equipment they could get to be able to do the same sort of thing with their own little rock. So I'll be back in a minute once we're done with that. Here we are. So I've rubbed most of the roughage off, a lot of that outer crust, and this is what we're left with. Now, I've got pretty deep into this, and you can see that there is the black potch buried deep within this one, but I'm not seeing any colour. It could still surprise, and there might be a flash of colour on the black, but yeah, at this point I'm not expecting to find anything. So I'm actually going to pivot in this video, and I'm not going to go hunting for colour. Instead, I'm going to actually carve this into something. Now, I don't want to spoil what that is yet, and it's probably going to delay the video a lot because it's going to take me quite some time. I've never done something like this yet. But I am going to carve this into something. It won't be valued highly, but I think it'll be a nice thing to do, and I'm hoping it turns out good. Otherwise, this video will be destroyed and never released. But yeah, I'm gonna carve this into something, and I'll be back when that's done. It's probably gonna take a long time, but I think it'll be a worthwhile thing to do. So yeah, hopefully it turns out okay, and I'll see you in a second. Okay, I have completed it. So the grand reveal of what I had in mind the entire time. Say hello to the latest member of the channel. I made a little frog. So the story behind this comes from the fact that Justin's father had appeared in a couple videos where he is basically an expert carver. He's decades more experienced than I am. And yeah, he was kind of the reason why I decided to go to Bunnings and get a rotary tool and decide to tackle some opal all that time ago. I guess I've only been doing this for less than 2 years, or maybe 2 years already. Time flies. Who knows with Corona anymore? But yeah, here he is. I know he's carved an incredibly large and beautiful looking frog that Justin still has, and I just thought I would try to make my own little frog. So I haven't shown any of the steps that I took to get to this point in this video. I think it'll be too long for that. So I have recorded a second part that'll be coming up, which is the making of this frog. And yeah, I'm just hoping that it's a worthy tribute to Justin's father. I believe his name was Jurgen. And he is the reason why I ended up getting a rotary tool and going for this opal grinding kind of gig. And I'm definitely not an artist, as you can tell, but I've put a little bit of effort into this. It's taken me weeks to record this just because I don't know, I was too in my head about actually undertaking the project. So I just sat there with that big lump on my desk while I was doing, I don't know, probably 30 other videos since then. And now I'm finally recording the final scene for this one, and I've recorded the making of this, and that'll be coming up on the channel. But yeah, I hope Justin likes it. And yeah, new member of the team. I don't have a name for him. I call for some name suggestions in the next video, but if you want to chuck them on here as well, just comment with any potential names, and I will be sure to maybe grind his initials or something into his tummy. So yeah, it's taken quite a while, and it's come up really well for a piece of potch with no colour. But that's where I'll leave this stone. It was a good bit of fun. I love that Justin puts in just one huge chunk, because if he didn't do that in that beginner's parcel, I would never have thought of doing this. But yeah, I will continue on and make up a couple other pieces. Keep going through this rough. From Black Opal Direct, a subscriber did comment on one of the videos saying that he wants me to revisit the Black Opal Direct, so I guess I'll do this piece. I've got the making of this piece, and then I've still got, if we have a quick look, so they're the cut ones, the frog will go in that bag. I've still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of the pieces. A few of these are pretty small. That one's got a bit of colour on one end of it. That one's got a bit of colour in it as well, and so does that one. I don't think any of these will cut top-notch gems, of course. It is just a beginner's parcel, so all I'm using it for is just to show you guys what comes out of one of these beginner's parcels, and kind of the things you can do with it. I mean, you can really play around. I've done a full-on cab one there with that amazing looking tree inclusion in it, and then there's just a couple of duds that you just grind away at and you get a feel for it. And then you've got this ginormous thing. Hopefully you can actually still fit in the box. Yeah, you can. So then you've got a ginormous piece of potch, and you can practice carving a animal in my case. And then yeah, there's a couple here with a bit of colour. I might actually be able to get a nice crystal out of that. That's another big piece. I might be able to carve something out of that, just try out a different shape. I just saw a flash of colour in this one here, and that's a really dark one, so that could be nice. So yeah, don't go buying this beginner's kit from Black Opal Direct expecting to get a mystery gem out of nowhere. You can tell from the rough at the very start that you're not going to get gem quality cabs out of it. But it's a bit of fun and it's a bit of practice. It's not a huge financial commitment, plus you get a whole heap of videos and other support from Justin. Once you've bought it, he'll email you, all of that kind of stuff. And yeah, a lot of it's already online. You can get it through, well, his own YouTube channel. Hopefully my YouTube channel covers a bit of it as well. And then, yeah, there's heaps of us out there, and there's heaps of resources on Facebook if you just talk to people, and they'll point you in the right direction or just outright give you the tips that you need to get started in this as a good hobby. So, yep, that is the end of this one. Making of Little Froggy will be coming up very soon in the next couple days, and I guess I might actually go ahead and try to get something out of one of these colourful pieces. Yeah, that might be the next thing. Yeah, I'll see you in the next one.